once again, hey, MeUndies. MeUndies is also here, and they're here for you, and they're also here for your dog or your cat or whatever. Because, hey, they have these new pants things that are called Buddy Pants, and they allow you to match whatever you're wearing to whatever
the vocal tones of Griffin McElroy is a great start.
Not two, not nine, but 3 new Valentine's Day prints that you can match with your buddy this year. If you're matching with your BFF, a loved one, whatever.
There's a pop-out window.
It still counts with MeUndies. They also have new loungewear you can wear out and about. Keep your eyes peeled for some cozy new additions. They got a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping, plus a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So to get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/mybrother. That's MeUndies.com/mybrother. Hey, we have a live show coming up in Cincinnati. Go to McElroy.family.
What does this look like?
That one, doing Taz and Bam, and we're figuring out what we're going to be doing for touring for
Kitty.
the rest of the year. Got the Joko cruise coming up in March, but
I'm actually going to want to listen to that. Play tunes. Hello. Like your little wavy emote. How are you? There's like a 15-second delay or something between me saying things and you hearing them. So it could be a weird conversation pace. But I don't know, it could be good. What kind of tunes do we want? No, I'm pretty good. My sister is off doing a thing, so I can sit here and talk to my laptop like it's not, like it doesn't feel strange. And it's pretty cool. So I have a playlist. Or I have Spotify, and there's like a peaceful guitar playlist. You could do that. I realize there's not much visually interesting happening for you right now. It's probably a funky size because I'm trying to like keep the pop-up chat window in a place where I can read it. Peaceful sounds good? Okay. This one is called Dreams of Solitude. I don't know if YouTube will eventually be like, that content is on a streaming service. We'll make your audio go away. Just tell me if that happens, I guess. Right, how big do I want this? Tell my screen to chill out a bit. Okay. Gucci. Oh, I should like post a link to this. I was gonna do that and then I got distracted. Where do I find link? I don't think you can see me running around on... I think OBS just captures my Clip Studio. This link work? Ooh, burp. I don't think it does. Maybe? No? Nah. I'm clearly an incredibly engaging radio personality. I need something to just ramble about. What could I just babble, do you think? Babble. Here's a link. Copy. I've seen yes, oh my gosh. Okay. I'm really liking Taz Graduation. I think I'm still warming up to the pace a little bit, but then it's still a really new story. So they're still doing a lot of setup. I had some trouble at first keeping track of all the NPCs. So there's a lot of them, and I'm still having a little bit of trouble. But oh my gosh. Hi. Okay. I've never had to say your name out loud before. I guess I always just say No Mally. No. I don't know. You beautiful owl individual. I love you. What was I talking about? I gotta write a description of this link. Streaming and talking about stuff and drawing some pictures, maybe. That's a good description. Post. Okay. Maybe now I can actually start drawing some things. I'm glad you're glad to be here. I don't really know what I'm doing with myself yet, though. Well, I kind of do. I know what I want to draw. Need a box. I need a layer to draw on. That'll work. Oh, yeah, there's two. Oh, Mally's good? Okay, cool. Gonna make a box. I don't know how big I want the box to be, though. So I guess I could just... I'm thinking too far ahead. Just draw a picture. And just let whatever happens, happens. Just pull up the ask I'm drawing this off of. I've been sitting on 2 other asks for that red versus blue Danny Phantom thing for like a little more than a week now. And I always like to respond with pictures because I like to draw pictures. But then I just get caught up doing other things, and then it's like a week later and I feel really bad. I gotta write the script for this, which is gonna require some brain power first, for a second. Or maybe I won't. I'll just try. Welcome to my process. Just draw a dude. Oh yeah, Taz graduation. Holy crap. So, Justin, Griffin, and Clinton's characters are so good. Holy crud. So, I don't know how Justin is just a genius of character creation. Like, don't get me wrong, all their characters are great, but everything that he makes is just so unique, and I'm like an hour and 20 minutes into their new thing with Dimension 20, and I don't want to like spoil his character. It's hilarious. It's a Lego. Yeah, I'm working on. I think I'm just gonna work on these asks. I don't know how long they're gonna take. This first one I have like kind of an idea for, but it's could end up being kind of long. And I haven't talked it over with the other people that I do this AU with. But honestly, most of the time I kind of just spew things. Okay, I'm bouncing back and forth between 2 topics, but like, okay, so the Fearbolg, like, I guess I wasn't sure at first with like the voice that he does for it. Like, I hope he has a supply of it's been half an hour on this ear. Because like a supply of lozenges on hand for that voice. But then he had a little scene with the unicorn, or I forgot if he's unicorn or Pegasus. And it was so cute and like wholesome. and nice, and then the accounting thing happened, and I've listened to that bit in the accounting class so many times. Are we just gonna have to listen to that? We might just... I'm supposed to be spending time on here actually drawing, though, so I gotta give you guys something to look at. How do I draw Church's hair? Well, what day of the week is it? Tuesday? Thursday? It's Friday. Burp. Got some air in there. What wrist do normal people wear their watches on? I wear mine on my right. But I think my understanding is that most people wear it on the left. I don't even know which of his shoulders in this image is his right or left shoulder. So maybe it doesn't really matter. I'm a disaster of handedness. I think this is left, because that's my right. Yes. Okay. But I'm already drawing this in a way that this side is higher for the hip. He's gonna be a weirdo like me and wear his watch on his right wrist. Or am I presumptuous to even think of Leonard Church as wearing a watch? Maybe it's a smartwatch. Oh, there we go. I don't know if I'll do this just until my sister gets back and it becomes awkward, or if I could just move to the extra room that's got my desk in it. And it won't be as cozy sitting on the couch. Okay, so Taz characters. Fitzroy Maplecourt is... I keep gonna start all of these with just, I love him, but I do. But also he's this enigma in my brain, because the way he's performed is like, the instinct, I guess, is to make him this like skinny dude. But he's a barbarian, so he's gotta be like jacked, right? I mean, you can have like a skinny body type and still be pretty buff, but I feel like there's some intent there that Fitzroy is supposed to be kind of a beefier dude. Maybe he can be weirdly in the middle, like my Simmons, where he's big and he's kind of like you can tell his body wants to just be a toothpick, but Simmons is a cyborg and has to carry around hundreds of pounds of, or maybe not 100. I don't know how much it would weigh. Probably a lot. Lots of metal as per his body. And maybe you could think of it as like, I realized that I've set this pose up somehow the opposite of what I was just verbally saying that I was going to do. I have not done that. I have done the thing that puts his watch on the normal people wrist. Yeah, it's gonna be a smartwatch. Not as cool as Tucker's, but it's a watch. I've given him a Dorito figure. No. There we go. Skinny boy. What's he gonna wear? Fitzroy's crab. I don't remember the crab's name, but I love him. Just the fact that he picked a crab. Why did he pick a crab? Just remember, boys' shirts collars are tighter than this. I loved it. I have a lot of sympathy for the storyline and trying to do a setting like the one Travis is doing, because I have also once attempted to do like a superhero school setting, and you end up with just all the NPCs because you don't want them to be like the only people at this school. And also there's teachers, and logically there'll be different teachers teaching different subjects. And how do you keep all of them straight? How do you make sure your players remember who everyone is? And then they've got an audience. Like, it's not just them playing in a vacuum and they know it now. So, I think Travis is doing great. And I need to know what tomfoolery Argo Keaton is up to. What's that sneaky boy doing? Okay, now we have something. We can put a box around it. It's too long. Fix that here in a second. Oh, there should be another layer. I can fix it. That's not how you fix it. Go around. No. My screen is a little bit broken. So if it looks like I'm weirdly drawing off to the side of the screen, like on the left side of the screen just all the time, it's because I am. Because my screen is broken. Like right here. Oh, crap. Gotta break the keyboard back out. I got it. It's fine. Fixing it. Put it back. Skinny church. Church just has skinny white boy energy. Not in the same way that like Wheatley from Portal does. Someone tell me if like the guitar music is too loud and I'm drowning myself out. Wheatley from Portal is just peak skinny white boy energy. I have to get my charger. And it's over here. Ugh. What do other artists do on streams? I've never actually watched any for any significant amounts of time. Has anyone seen the SpongeBob SquarePants musical? I have not. I've bizarrely heard that it's really good. Like, I don't know what the gauge of that is. If it's like, no, I just turned it up. It's like good for a SpongeBob musical, or if it's good, like just that it's just good. But I'm not really musical literate. I like Hamilton. I've never seen Hamilton. I love the soundtrack. And then I did stagecraft in high school one time, but can confirm it's pretty good. Like just like good, cool. I have seen that one video of the SpongeBob actor just body tackling the Plankton actor. It's just hilarious. That was really nice. Oh, thank you. When did I start doing digital stuff? I guess that depends on what you mean by digital stuff. I've been screwing around with, like, Okay, I started screwing around on Microsoft Paint when I was like 10. And by screwing around, I mean like, I was on Neopets, and there was this one person who drew this cool, like, winged fox thing, and me and my sister would, like, save the image, and maybe this wasn't the best thing to do. We wouldn't repost it anywhere. We would just, like, go into Microsoft Paint and color it different colors. And it was a lot of fun. Because we were like 10 and 12. And then I gotta think about what I'm doing here for a second. Like this. Okay, I think I got my first tablet when I was in high school, like early high school. So maybe like 14. It's a cheap thing, not a Wacom or even like a Bamboo or anything. But it was not very big. Maybe like 11 by like, I don't even think it was like a foot long, a foot tall. It's like a square. I started playing around on that, and I guess this is a decade after that, and I've gone through a Wacom, and in the last 5 years? No. Somewhere in my first round of college, I got my first Surface Pro. And I've been screwing around on these things for some years since then. In my first couple years of college, I still had the Wacom, and then I had this huge tablet. And by huge, I mean like the Wacom tablet was not small, and the Wacom tablet fit just perfectly on the keyboard. It was a biggin. I just need some colors. I'm really proud of this one. Where the heck is the layer that I can actually grab something off of? This is a window into my monstrosity of how I organize files. I think actually last time I did a stream, I rambled on about that. If you're curious, I could go down that rabbit hole again. So yeah, somewhere like this tiny panel. It is kind of tiny, isn't it? Okay, this is like 100%. That's not too bad. I think that'll show up okay on Tumblr. Just trying to make something that'll... What did I want the next one to be? Oh, I remember. Oh, you tiny panel by the other one. Watch, just holding it. They're obviously ghosts. I have no idea what he's talking about. This is normal. It's just floating. I love, and then at least one other of us loved the idea of, like, in the OG Danny Phantom, it's so much fun, the idea of, let me get rid of this grid. One of the most interesting things about, like, Danny and Vlad's relationship was that they were two of a kind, and most people most of the people closest to them didn't even know, like, what they were, basically. And there was no one else they could talk to about this except that other person, and they don't like each other. So that kind of brings the people they can talk to about it back down to 0. But then one of the best things in, or one of the most fun things in fic is stuff that like forces them to talk to each other about it. Into like the weird position of, I need something that gets colors better. When I was drawing this one, I forgot that I have Church's eyes green, which is ridiculous. I think it's because I didn't have, in my little swatches thing over here, I don't have a swatch for his eye color. Because it's just the same as Carolina's. It's like right down here. So why put a whole other swatch in there? Anyway. Slap some eyes on this sucker. One thing that does really bug me about this AU is that the colors. It's like, what the heck am I? It was this one, right? Yeah. Give me the colors. It's in my palette. I don't know why I have to do this. Like if you put these guys in a Voltron AU, you couldn't. Can you change the colors? Do you change the color of the lions to match the red versus blue characters, or do you change, or do you put red versus blue characters in different colors? Because the negative colors in Ghost form. Kind of. My problem is that Danny Phantom establishes green as like the ghost color, and they can deviate from that. Like, I don't think Vlad has any green on his person, which I guess is what alienates him a bit. And a lot of other ghosts are mostly blue. I'm burping for some reason. Do you know apparently stress can cause heartburn? I learned that the other day. Anyway, but green isn't really a color. Okay, so basically just red versus blue using color so much, and so specifically makes it real hard to carry over any color symbolism from whatever world you're putting them into, because these characters are just excellent AU fodder, by the way. Just throw them into everything. The air conditioning just kicked on, so it's kind of loud, and if there are any audio troubles, let me know. Yeah, Ember was blue. And then I think was the ghost, was the kid, what was the kid's name? Youngblood. Was Youngblood blue? I think maybe his skin was gray. Poindexter was gray. But then like Skulker was green. Ectopuses are green. I forgot I'd actually gone down to work on. You're getting a real good look into my creation style, where I work on one thing for like 60 seconds, and then I forget about it and work on something else for 60 minutes. I go back. Like, you could give priority to color symbolism in the show, you lose the color symbolism in it. Yeah, basically. Like, green is basically Delta's color. Delta or North or South. Or Gankins if we're being generous. So, if you just had them start wearing green all the time, it'd be weird, right? Like with the negative thing, I actually had a lot of luck on that. Because... Or maybe it wasn't luck. Maybe this was intentional. Nope, you don't get to see that one. Where's one with wash in it? These are all named. Why am I bomb? It's my horrible, horrible filing style. Oh, is this where my screen is broken? I think it is. Need my mouse. Because wash's colors actually invert perfectly for me. Okay, see here, I have his original suit in these colors because they're the inverted version of No, that's donut. This one. Like, here's what it looked like before he got zapped with, like, black and white and yellow stripes. Like Washington colors. And then if you invert it, if you invert yellow, it turns blue, is what I'm saying. So, we lucked out on Wash being blonde because we can have his hair be blue, and that's like a ghost color. And then later he just changed his clothes to yellow. And I kind of gave him the yellow eyes just cause. And also electricity powers, which I have not really drawn, I realize. There's a lot of little things that I have a massive Google Doc of just stuff for this that I need to figure out how to regurgitate to the public. Yeah, I hate the delay because I don't remember what you're saying yeah to. Crap, I didn't just make a line, did I? Sometimes when I flip my keyboard back to go back to drawing, I will accidentally hit a button that will just delete everything on a layer. And it's terrible. I can't interact with the layer visibility because it's right in the dead spot. That's okay, I guess I don't really need to. So with this AU, I guess I don't know what happened. Some things, people will, I get asked for a lot of stuff, and I feel bad when I don't respond to everything, but even though reasonably I can't, like with the, how do I words this? Real quick, I need to just make the stick figure in the size that I want. Okay. So what happened with this one was that I got the ask for it. And if you've seen the post, you probably know that the only thing that they asked was like, in a Danny Phantom AU, who would be Danny Phantom? Would it be Wash or would it be Church? And this was something that I talked about with. We're about to run into me not knowing how to pronounce other people's URLs now. Again, I talked about it with Alyosha before, and it had to have been like more than a year ago. I've tried scrolling back up through our Tumblr messages because we made the horrible mistake of not talking about it on Discord, where you can search for everything. And so it was something that I kind of already, we kind of already had a foundation for, where Wash and Church both had ghost powers. I don't remember how the conversation started. And that I think we had Church's dad as like the scientist. I gotta write a million tabs. Apparently I can't write letters. Hold on, I gotta do this in the other direction. Anyway, I know we had Church and Wash as both being Halfas. And then we had something about the Reds being on the football team with Sarge as the coach. But I think a lot of that plot, I hesitate to say this because I don't want something to have been something that she thought of, and I don't want to take false credit for anything that maybe she said, and I was just like remembering and not really coming up with new on the spot. I flipped him. He has to be looking at his other hand. Oh, he's it's okay. This is from behind. So this is going to be like this. Like that. There we go. Thank you, though. And if you ever see me, like, drawing the thumb on the wrong side, please let me know. Like, I see that in art sometimes, and I don't want to be like that person. To be like, you drew the thumb on the wrong side. But also, I know what it's like to look at something years later and be like, oh, I drew the thumb on the wrong side. It's like you don't want to embarrass anybody. But thumbs. I don't remember when exactly it like clicked for me instinctually on thumbs, I guess, because I remember I used to have a lot of trouble with thumbs. I need to shrink his torso. Just a little bit. No Dynamax, no Gigantamax Meowths in here. You okay, Hazel? My sister's cat. Don't worry, Hazel, I won't tell the world about your medical issues. I'm sorry, I just mentioned your medical issues on the internet. Are you pointing out the pose? Oh no, it's good. I keep burping. What have I done today that I'm burping this much? All I really did was make this like metal shoe. I did some reading. I talked to a friend that I hadn't talked to in a while. I'm sorry, this arm looks ridiculous. Never try to like completely make a pose off a stick figure. Stick figures have no sense of proportion. They don't know what they're doing. They're just here to be sticks. No. Can't. So you may have noticed that I don't use Control Z. And that's because my keyboard is out of reach. Holding up my thing. If you want some reference for like what position I'm sitting in right now, it's autosave. Okay. Something like I'm trying to like actively flip this as I'm drawing it. I got my I'm like on the couch. Here's your couch arm. Here's my legs. Computer. And like keyboard is right here. Here's my drawing arm. Here's my holding the computer stable arm. This is my drawing position right now. And frequently. Is it great? No. Should you replicate me? Absolutely not. Save yourselves. And then my phone is like right here playing tunes. Anyway. Is this layer? I can't test because I can't touch the layer visibility. Because that part's broken. It's actually hurting my spine. Ugh. Okay, I've moved. It was uncomfortable for a little. It was comfortable for a little there. Yeah, I draw and I write with my left hand for the most part. I'm technically ambidextrous, but my left hand's drawing level is much higher than my right hand. But then my right hand does a whole bunch of other stuff, and when I'm trying to learn to do new things, and they're like, pick your dominant hand, I have to like take a minute to be like, all right, which hand is up for it today? which hand has room for a new spell. See the background. He's in an alleyway. This is going to be the dumb version of this potential sequence of events. I feel like if we do get around to writing a bunch of one-shots in this universe, there will be a more serious version. Or at least a slightly more planned out dramatic version, other than just it was an accident. But also I feel like with these dumbos, it could be, I know you guys don't even know what I'm drawing yet, because I kind of want to just get there when we get there. What do alleyways have? They have fire escapes, right? I don't live in a city. I wish I did. This isn't how fire escapes work. It could be. You don't know. Like a gutter or something. Can't have any windows. Can't have a dumpster. Stick a dumpster right here. That's a dumpster, right? Yeah. I guess they're gonna have a little... Some of them. No, it's a dumpster. Fan art of this AU is okay, right? Yes! Yes. 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 The answer is yes. Yes. I mean, I am 1 for 3 of people who've contributed to this, but I feel like I feel pretty confident in saying that their answer would also be yes. Yes. Please. I realize that the dentation of space in the dumpster is out. Not in, I think. No, it's not. I've interacted with dumpsters on regular occasions. But for some reason now I'm just like, what is a dumpster? I'm putting too much effort into this dumpster. It's a dumpster. You get it. I'll like stick a door here or something. Maybe there's like a fence in the back. This feels pretty alleyway, right? And let's put some like fancies on the building. In my comic, I have all my characters stuck in this one city. The plot is that they're there for 42 days. And this is really just the prologue, so they all know each other by the time action starts happening. I didn't really think ahead to the fact that I should have put some more design effort into the city before I started trying to draw it. So now they're kind of just all... I mean, I'd wanted to go for something with a lot of, like, red stone buildings. And kind of, like, East Coast American city style. But... I don't know. In the future, I'm gonna do more. I'm not working on RBB Mom comic. I really do just... For Mind Over Matter, I really do just read it as Mom. Which feels really weird. I'm strong A's or Armenia. Let's see. Papa North! There's some good angst over in Papa North. I don't really ship Tuckington. But like, dang, can they draw. In a city where everything looks similar. Yeah, I mean, here. Let me see. You probably can't see my file search thing, but got to get a glimpse at some patron exclusive stuff. The main thing that I drew for the city was... I'm just gonna open the PNG file so we're not here forever. Did I just get a text? I did. Oh, hi, Rose! My friend is also here. YouTube won't let you comment. Due to regs. What does regs mean? I still barely understand anything with the settings. Okay, so here's the city. And I kind of like the sun is setting like over here. It's dark sky over here, which is why it's dark so fast. And YouTube won't allow me until I make a channel. Oh, okay. I don't even know how to do. Okay, give me just a second. Go account. I'm waving back, Rose. Okay. So this was basically the most map that I have for this city. Which isn't ideal. And then all the characters are landing. Doesn't matter too much about drawing this. Now here's a character here, here's a character here, here's a character here. Oh man. Oh, I did something wrong! Oh, I just realized it. No! Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That scene's over. That scene ended. Wait, no, it didn't. Okay, he moved. He's over here. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. We're all good. We're all good. I panicked about nothing. This is my red team color. What's my Sarge color? Probably stands out more. Eh. There's nothing wrong. Okay, what I thought was wrong is that, okay, so in the beginning of the story, these characters are all like warped into the city, except for this angel who's already here. And they land in this spot, and this spot, and this spot, and this spot, and this spot. So the next string of pages, I wish you could just see this, is them all running into each other on the streets. And as I was doing it, I was kind of mapping, mostly in my head, where they were going. And for a second, like this character here sees this one first. And I was terrified for a second because I knew this one moved to go to that one. But I've been drawing this one as if he's standing over here. And I forgot it's because I was like, reasonably time has passed and he has walked over here. So it's fine. It's okay. We're all good. Like here, see if I can pull up. And it wouldn't be that big a deal. Because eventually I did just kind of say screw it. And I started just drawing whatever the heck buildings around them instead of trying to make it seem like I had any clue where anything in this city was. But in all of the shots with this guy, let me pick all those pages. This one. This one. This one. Basically, I have a bunch of shots with him where you can see that big dome building in the background. Let's take a minute. So you can see it right here. Oh, I can't close it. It's in the dead zone. It's right here. Handsome city. Thank you. Nick built it himself. That's right there. I can't get rid of it. It's right here. He has a sword. I think that was all of them. And basically, for a while, I was trying to keep track of all these buildings. I had a page I just closed. And then I just gave up. I gave up. It didn't matter anymore. No one was going to pay that close attention. It didn't matter. But it was still good for me, I think, because it made me think more about what I'll do in the future when I put them in locations where it does matter where they are and what the buildings are, when I don't intend to lay waste to the city in the next chapter. It's okay, it's empty, there's no one there. It's just a lot of stuff. You don't even know if what I'm saying is true. I could be lying. I did all my homework today. Well, not all of it, but I did most of my homework today. So that tomorrow, which is Saturday, though it feels like it should be Sunday, because I do not have classes on Saturday, or Friday. So I've spent most of today sitting around my house, working on things. What color do I make his shoes? I already made his pants text colored. This is how I pick colors when I'm drawing red versus blue stuff. I have this huge palette over here of pretty much any color I would need for coloring a red versus blue character. From Church, Caboose, Tucker, Tex, Sarge, Simmons, Griff. Simmons and Griffs are a mess because I've changed their stuff a bit. Waj, Doc, Donut, Lopez, Kai, Carolina, Dr. Gray, Palomo, Jensen, Bitters, Smith, Matthews, York, North Dakota? I guess north and south, because I pretty much use the same. No, wait, this is north, down here is south. This is Maine. This is basically any AI I might need. This one is... Oof. Crap. No, this one's Kimball. This one is... It's not Krobos, is it? Actually, I think it is. Who's this on the bottom? I think it's Locust. Oh, hi, yes! Oh, hey, while you're here, I think earlier I pronounced your URL as Alyosha. Is that right? I want to get it right. Also, is Ally a suitable nickname? Oh, Rose, you're on here now, too. Okay, I saw the Handsome City comment, and I thought it was Mal. Ugh, sitting up. Yes, this is the Danny Phantom AU thing. I got in I'm gonna send it to our group chat, the ask that I'm drawing off of. Give me just a minute. My phone is playing one. I can't see the whole. I'm trying to multitask too much. This one right here. I'm drawing kind of a joke answer to the response. Like, I feel like we could drum up a more serious version in the future. Prefer Lee. Okay, you can do Lee. Lee is cool. That means that I am not the only one in that chat whose nickname starts with an A. One Night in Venezia. Venezia it's the name of the thing that my thing is playing. To the ghost zone? Question mark? I would find more like we love a repressed stork. We do. This repressed stork specifically. And he's a teen. I'm having a lot of trouble with myself lately on trying to make sure that I'm drawing characters at like the appropriate age. because I went from mostly drawing teenagers or younger characters, like when I was, I guess, like backtracking through my interests right now. With color, background. What is that? Oh, we can merge these two. Lines. Boxes. Okay. What was I saying? Okay, so I was into Red versus Blue. And before that, I was into the CW Arrowverse shows. And before that, I was in Supernatural, let's be real. But at the same time, I was into Danny Phantom and Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja. And, okay, I need to pick daylight-esque colors. So upset about Cisco. Bro, my bro, me too. I have to just be exhausted, tired, acceptant about it. Now it's my mechanical pencil. Like, okay, so against my better judgment for my own well-being, and I feel it sucks a lot because I guess I learned a bit about where I should have been dedicating my time while I was super into that show. Still haven't brought Bart in, right? I don't think so. Not that I know of. I still kind of keep up with it adjacently. Like, it's still in all of my Google suggested news articles for stuff that's been going down. So, and occasionally I will look at the Cisco tag again. Because I had a good time. And I think, like, I don't regret all of it. But I do feel like there were other things in my life that I could have been putting more importance towards. But I'm sure I'm going to feel the same way about everything that I get super interested in. But I also got some confidence for posting my art during that time. And then that confidence carried over into posting stuff for Red versus Blue. And I've had a really warm reception in that area. So that's kind of helped boost my confidence towards being able to, like, yeah, I can totally post my original stuff and then have people like it. Probably when it gets out there. Cisco's the only one I respect. Bro, same. Like, Icon, I don't know if I go that far. I did, the first time I got invited to a Red versus Blue server was a very heartwarming reception, I won't lie. But I'm not like Joe Meme. Holy crap, have you seen, she has like a bajillion followers on Instagram, but she's also less afraid than I am to have an opinion. And I know that's how you get places on the internet, is having an opinion. And I'm okay to just kind of do my thing and enjoy things without really like doing anything else. Oh, I have to allow your swears. Mind Over Matter's almost done. I'm working on that last reread. I feel so bad. When I posted the last chapter, I said, like, hopefully it won't take another 6 months to give you guys an update. And that was like 8 months ago. But on the bright side, when I do start posting new stuff, you'll get a new chapter every like 2 weeks for like 3 weeks, for like a month and a half. And then it'll be over, but you'll also have like 63,000 more words of content to read. So there will be that. What was I talking about? Yeah, Joe May's art is incredible. I didn't mean to like make it sound like anything. she's so nice. She's great, and she's so young, and she must be protected at all costs. Oh, swearing, I don't really care. YouTube just made me, like, it popped up in the window that I had to, like, allow the comment. I think probably just because it had a swear in it. But I can, like, I'll go back and figure out how to just let you do that, because I don't care that much. I'm not labeled as for children. If anything, you using swears will help me stay away from the for children label, probably. And benefit me in the end. But yeah, Mind Over Matter's almost done, and I'm really just on the rereading phase right now. I'm actually gonna just try and eat it tomorrow, because I'm rereading it from the beginning, which is a little bit painful because I've like read and reread my own first chapters a good number of times, and I don't hate them. I don't. I'm really glad they exist. I just really, I don't know, I almost wish that it was an available thing. I mean, like, it's not like I couldn't do this, but to be able to, like, go back in and write the second draft of the whole thing now that I have all of it, and I can, like, look at all of it from the outside and be like, okay, what balls did I drop? What things could I have leaned into more? Or what things should I have just not said in order to not make any false expectations? When I first started writing it, I guess now I'm just kind of rambling about this story. But when I first started writing it, all I really wanted was something where... And Rose, I'm so sorry. I know you're not, like, into Red versus Blue, so the thought is just going to go right over your head. But I'm still very glad that you're here. But when I first started writing it, all I really wanted was a story where Wash and Church were stuck back together again, but where Church was, like, determined to not screw it up this time. To, like, get it right, and... Or, like, if not to, like, try and do what they were quote-unquote supposed to do last time, but to, I don't know, like, just to get him back safe and to not screw up his life monumentally again. Or, like, not that this new thing is his fault, but just to, like, just the Church that, like, knew that he effed up pretty hard last time, and even though like, he shouldn't blame himself, and I feel like I addressed that pretty well in chapter 7 of him, like, blaming himself, but, like, Wash doesn't blame him because how could you? He was in the crappiest of crap situations himself, and just, like, having a lot of feelings. And so it came out of wanting to do something like that, and to have Wash be, because most stories with or most fanfics with Wash, and if by your boy you mean Church, I agree. He had such a great ending, and I don't want him to come back in canon, but he was such a good character. You do okay. So basically I was starving for more Wash and Epsilon fic, and nothing was quite doing it for me. The Long Way Down was close. That's good stuff right there. I have my own kind of, like, headcanons on how all of that went down, and what caused it to go down, or what caused it to, like, go so far south. And maybe that'll be its own other fic, but I kind of avoided putting any of that in Mind Over Matter because I wanted it to not be about that, but to be about what they're going to do now and how they're going to make it different this time. But that all came after because I just wanted something short. I'd really just written that scene with Spite Fix are the best. They kind of are. I keep losing my train of thought. I'd written that scene near, or most of that scene in the very beginning with like they'd already put Church back in his head and they had him hooked up to a taser and Felix was like laying down the situation for him. I'd written a bunch of that and I'd put it in the tape versus glue server, if any of you guys remember that, which like unceremoniously got deleted. I don't know if anyone else noticed or if everyone just decided not to talk about it. I saw no good fix in a fandom, so I said, okay, fine, I'll do it myself. Heck yeah. But I put it in there. I'm kind of sad that that server's gone now, just because me and Ariashi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I usually just say Ari in my head. Like really started talking because of that server, and she'd been following my stuff for a while, and I hadn't really realized. I mean, I realized like I recognized her icon and everything because who doesn't recognize their long-term followers? But she responded to that little snippet really well, and I asked her like, if I made more of this, would you want to beta it? And she was like, yeah! She's the biggest enabler. She's beautiful and a work of art, and when I work out in the mindset of one day I'm going to meet her in person and give her the biggest hug, and I do. It's going to be the bone crunchingest hug. I work out to give hugs and to fight the bad times because my brain likes it when I do the moving things. I don't know what I'm doing to this fire escape. I'm just making it look reddish so that you'll see it out of the corner of your eye as you're scrolling through this on Tumblr at 36 miles an hour and be like, that's a fire escape. There's an alleyway. It was actually my dad who told me one time, or like I was making some comic when I was little, because I guess I've always been on this trajectory and just not seen it because I'm in the car, not seeing where the car is going. That was a terrible metaphor. Anyway, he was like, you're putting so much work into it. Like how long is someone gonna look at it? And I was like, I guess not very long. It's like, then it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm like, oh, you're right. I should remind myself of that more often. Oops, I just closed all my stuff. That was quite a burp. She's so smart. She's so smart and so sweet. And there's some killer comments. Okay, so she introduced me to this style of beta reading where I don't know if you've had her beta read your stuff before. But she goes through it. Hello, new person. We're talking about Ariashi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right on Tumblr. She's great. So when this is all rabbit holing, spiraling from talking about my red versus blue fig mind over matter. Now you're caught up. So what she does is I like give her the new thing, and then she'll go through it the first time, and all of the comments that she makes on the Google Doc are just like her responding to it. So, and then like the second read through gets like we talk about like any major edits after that one that might need to be made, and then the second one is to go through and just like go into grammar, figure out what needs to be reworded, and then the third time through is just like the last check, clean up thing, make sure it's shiny, and then post it. But because of that first read through, it means that I get Google Docs that are just full of like immortalized little reactions to what I'm writing, and it's great. It made me feel so good. It feels so good. I'm working on a secret. I don't know if she's gonna watch this video, so I can't talk about it. But I'm working on a secret. And it's for her birthday. Have you read, I might let you in on it. But it kind of depends if you're into Hollow Knight or not. But let me know. The worst part of the secret is that the secret has timestamps, and she's gonna know that I started in like November and then dropped the ball for like 2 months. I realized that my first picture doesn't have a background, and that's weird of it now. So I guess I'm gonna just slap some colors on here. Boop. And boop. Oh no, that had a hole in it. No! Eh. Boop. And this one. Why not? Well, actually, let's do this. Burp again. I had some breadsticks earlier. I don't know if garlic causes burps. But also that was like 5 hours ago, so IDK. Battery school, I learned about it at my art camp when I was younger. That sounds even better. It is pretty great. Like, if I go on to write something like that I plan on publishing, I hope someone will work with me in that way. And if I ever beta read for other people, I will probably just do that same method. Because it's so great. Stag beetles and broken legs, yes! Hello, Jane Foster. Nice to see you. It is stag beetles and broken legs. It's so good. She made me feel... The both of them made me feel a lot of ways. In rapid succession. Oh, so good. And I was kind of live texting her as I was doing it. And I would, like, send her clips of it. I kind of want to... No, Star Wars... Sorry, I made the mistake of opening my phone and Google keeps giving me articles. No, the Star Wars Disney Plus series about Obi-Wan Kenobi has not been canceled. Why would I think it's been canceled? I'm worried now. I'm kind of looking forward to an Obi-Wan show, even though I think that everything connected to the main Skywalkers is overbloated in content and we should expand on the Star Wars universe outside of them. I had an opinion on the internet about Star Wars. That's dangerous. Anyway. Obi-Wan, he deserved better. He did. He deserved a lot. I actually am not... I've only watched like 1.2 seasons of the Clone Wars. And I know I want to like watch the new stuff when it comes out. So I need to catch up and watch it. What was I going to do? I was going to show you... I'm absolutely not... Well, maybe I will if you ask nicely. Not going to spoil any of the end of Mind Over Matter. I'm going to double check real quick. You guys can't see my browsers, can you? I don't think you can. The stream isn't showing it that. Where is... I feel like this is probably okay to do. I want to show you a clip of, like, one of, her comments in the epilogue of Mind Over Matter. Because it brings me personal joy. I'm so excited to post that. I guess I gotta get rid of this now. The doc is loading. It's just huge, so I'm back over here drawing. I'm not sitting like that anymore. I'm sitting like... This is even worse. That's not a hip. Sitting like this now. Because I hate my body, I guess. I'm on the couch. Oh, it's open. Okay. Scrolling. This doc is I was going to say it's 37 pages long, but as I'm scrolling, the page count is going up. So it's more than that. Now it's at 54. Why am I doing this when I can just hop to the epilogue? I put the epilogue and chapter 9 on the same doc, and I'll probably post them on the same day. Just because I feel like the epilogue is short enough that it's not really worth waiting for. Here it is. Let me snip this for you real quick. Why am I burping so much? Oh no, here we go. It's like, why is everything taking so long to load? And I remember that I'm actively streaming my computer right now. Just gonna snag this bit. Hold the chat back open. Just the art program. Draw in this position. Man, good question. Oh, have fun at the party. Whatever party going to. Here's her comment, though. Hello, Gabriel W. Ugh. But yeah, that's a comment that she put in the epilogue for Mind Over Matter. And I feel great about it, to be honest. I'm feeling pretty good. I hold it close to my heart. I'm gonna get rid of everyone else. Hello, I would tip a winter hat back, but I am not wearing one. I'm at this point where if I want to wear a hat, it's a commitment. Because I have to submit to hat hair for the rest of the day. This is wrong. I didn't do that right. Hot indoors? Travesty. I am in misery. This is your goal in the fic. Make everyone fall in agony. I mean, it wasn't my goal. My goal was... I realized this is what I was talking about earlier and then never finished. My goal was I wanted closure on Wash and Epsilon's relationship that the show just... I don't want to say that it wasn't, that they weren't interested in it, or, I mean, there were a lot of things going on, and they had enough balls in the air already with all the characters that they have in the show, and the plot that they already had going, and it would have just taken too much time to go into. So I did it for them. And I did it in a way that's canon compliant. And so we can just say that this happened, and rest easy. This is the RVBDPAU. That's a lot of letters to say out loud. Did the TV just turn on? Why did the Disney Plus just turn? Why did the Roku just activate? I didn't... the remote's right next to me. You can... Stop. I didn't need you. Turn off. Okay. That was spooky. That's not a terrible emoticon. I've seen worse. It's a little spooky that the eyes are in, like, the center of the face and there's no eye. Okay, that one does look a little bit dead inside. What the heck was I going to put in the next panel? I didn't think this far ahead. I gotta just think for a minute. Hold on. Okay, the thing with Red versus Blue is that they have an enormous cast, and they have like every year 2.5 hours tops to tell stories about them. And it's not a lot of time. Especially if they keep adding characters. I didn't think about this till right now, but like the little clip that they have for season 18 that was in their hype video has 2 characters we've never even seen before. And now that I'm thinking about that, that worries me a little bit. A lot of us were kind of hoping for a downtime season where we could just check in with the characters and like ruminate on what we already have. Because there's a lot. There's a lot. Like, one of the major plot characters, like one of the characters who has been basically driving the plot for the better part of, for most of the decade, cannot function in the same way that he used to. And I think that's a really cool and interesting thing to do. But I don't want them to just breeze by it. Like, that's an important thing. Also, give Simmons a season. It's Simmons' turn. Simmons. It's Simmons' time to shine. I know what I would do for a 18th season of Red vs. Blue, but I don't really like to just talk things places because I don't like the phenomenon of you're a fan of a thing and then you build up your expectation for the next part of the thing to do XYZ thing. And then when it doesn't do that, you end up with just with salt. Lots of salt. And it's really salt that you mind for yourself because you put your own investment into this thing that ultimately is not yours. And I've made that mistake multiple times. But now I just want to enjoy what I get. And I've been trying to do that a lot with Red vs. Blue. I think I've had an easier time of that because I got into it like I caught up on the show 2 weeks before season 16 started. So having consumed all of the show in like a week's time, to consume the 15 seasons that I did, it set up my understanding of the show to be your expectations do not matter and we will do whatever we want. So anything that they do doesn't really faze me. Like, in the first season, they killed off one of the characters and brought him back as a ghost. And you're like, okay, what I believe doesn't matter. They have the wheel. I'm along for the ride. So anything they've done in the show, I just realized I got this on in the wrong color. So anything that they do in the show doesn't really hurt me. Like, I didn't care when they brought in time travel. I thought it was like legit time travel when they brought in, because they'd done time travel before. So I'm like, yeah, that tracks. But it was like a weird version of time travel, but like they'd done it. And then I don't know, nothing. I agree that season 16 feels like a slightly different thing, but RVB has been so many things that it's just all Red versus Blue to me. More than the ending of... Oh gosh, the ending of season... The season 6 ending was like a record scratch because I was mostly just listening to the Blood Gulch Chronicles, like in the background of whatever I was drawing. And then season 6 happened and I'm like, hold on! Rule of Funny is always amazing to use. Who was very good at it. I think the Freelancer Saga was really good, but it did this thing where it grounded the show, which wasn't bad because it was all really good. But it took away a lot of people's feeling of, or this is just my look at it, all of it, as someone who wasn't there as it was going down. But that feeling of like, we can just have a scene where there's 17 churches and one of them is yellow because time loops. Like, I guess for a lot of people, it took away them being able to do that as something that the show should do. And I feel like it should keep doing those things and being this stupid experimental place where these writers can just take these characters and do something weird because that's all they've ever been doing. I'm coming to you so much. I love watching Murder of Birds on YouTube. I love his stuff, and I need to look into his Patreon when I have a job because I want to support him. He's just so oh gosh, he wants to get a red versus blue tattoo, and I'm like, yes, but also catch up with the show first because I don't think he's gonna enjoy some of the more recent stuff at the level that he's enjoyed the Freelancer Saga. I need to work on this drawing. It's 3 weeks. No one be conference. I finished season 6. The coffee burning out of my body. Oh gosh. Oh man, dude. Okay, bye. I will probably send it to you guys I don't know if you're already gone. I'll send it to you before I post it. Cause we have like a 3-man Discord group for this AU. A significant amount of it is just me being like, that was a noise. Yeah, that's a mouse. My phone vibrated. Okay. Can't name a pet after something from an ongoing story in case it goes bad later. Oh man, you're right. Supposedly so amazing she still teases your mind. Man, I love seeing people react to stuff like that I love. I really do like the entire just genre of reaction videos on YouTube. I love it. I'm here for it. That's my genre. And the fact that Rooster Teeth just lets people post all of that stuff so I can basically post them in a way that like I can watch it at the same time as them. Man, during Ruby seasons, I am just fed for content at all times. All week. Oh man, there's a new Ruby in the morning. Murder of Birds does live discussions of new Ruby episodes, and he's probably doing one right now. I saw it like right before this, and I was like, oh, I could have watched it, but I already knew I wanted to do this tonight, which I'm glad I did. But I never get to like, he used to do them on Thursdays, but then he moved them to Fridays. So I like to try and watch as much of them as I can before I watch the new episode, because if I go back and watch it after I watch the newest episode, then it's just kind of a little stale. Just because anything that he's talked about that he's predicting for the next episode, I can be like, oh, well, that didn't happen, or that did happen. Or like, I really liked how when he did the first episode, I hadn't noticed Forrest in the back of the truck in the first episode of Volume 7. But he did notice it. So when I watched episode 2 and Forrest started talking, he didn't come out of nowhere. I was like, okay, I knew that guy was there. There's some talking going on. Need your cat, David Washington. Oh, bless. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Do I want to name a cat after a Red vs. Blue character? I might. I named a D&D character. I made a D&D character off of Caboose. His name is Bump Bump. Because, hey chicka bump bump. That's the character. Rose, you are the best reactor to movies. It's great and it's adorable. Also, the Dragon Prince, so good. Top tier, excellent media. 10 out of 10 will continue to watch. 10 out of 10, no judgment on their attempting to do something cool in the first season and their continued attempts to do more cool things. If we're gonna be in the CGI era, we may as well have fun with it. Into the Spider-Verse, amen. I think I need to think for another minute. Discuss it and screech at her till next evening. Oh no. Apparently I also have excellent reactions to things when I'm really into it and I'm watching it. I don't know if I'd have the nerves to allow the swears. Oh man, Dr. Church's monologue. You watch Spider-Verse? Good. Okay, I kind of have to go to the bathroom, and I kind of need a minute to figure out what dialogue I'm putting in this box. I'm also putting another image there. BRB bathroom. Logistically, I could take this with me. I'll make it like Church is saying it. But I won't do that to you guys. I'm about to throw out! Oh, I'll leave my phone so you can have tunes. Oh, I'm back. I wanted a snack, so I grabbed Jello. We gotta catch up. I gotta change my settings for swears in the chat. I think my favorite character in Spider-Verse is just Miles. Which is always such a lucky position when your favorite character is the main character, because they get the most content. I enjoyed that for a single season with The Flash before Cisco overtook Barry like a freight train. I don't care if you use swear words, but I think I don't have my settings set correctly, because whenever somebody sends a message with one, I have to click like allow. I just don't know how to change it. I can look into it later. I'll pull my stuff back up. But yeah, if you use any swears, I'll allow it. Unless it's something totally off the wall. But if anything, your use of... I said I came to the conclusion earlier that if anything, maybe your use of swears in the chat will make absolute certain that I'm not flagged as for kids. Not that I have any monetization to lose, but... Holy crap, the Doc Ock twist was so good. I know, like, just enough Spider-Man to have understood the twist when it happened. Like, I'd recently watched Jacksepticeye's playthrough of the PS4 game. I've only watched 2 of his things. Like, there was a ton of Detroit Become Human stuff on my dash, and I wanted to, like, have half a clue. So I watched his playthrough of it. And then I was like, oh, he did Spider-Man too, so I watched that. So I knew who Doc Ock was. So when that happened, I was like, what? It's real good. I have a cup of Jell-O, so I will be a little bit... I still don't know what dialogue I'm putting in here. You guys can chat amongst yourselves while I brainstorm. Random sidebar, but from like my view on the couch, there's the hallway that goes down to the bedrooms and the bathroom. And usually at the end of the hall, there's just these white cabinets. But I vacuumed today, and I left the vacuum out so my sister would remember to do her own room, because she keeps meaning to. But now it's just sitting there, this looming dark shadow at the end of the hallway. Gosh, everything about the way Doc Ock moved was just incredible. I could go on about the animation in Spider-Verse for some time, man. When the trailer first dropped, I made my first Facebook post in like 4 years. It was just the trailer and me screaming. It's so pretty. Like, those are people who like to animate and want to animate good. And who like these characters and want to write them good. I love passion projects. Vibrated through the floor. I might have to pick up some fossils while we're down there. Okay. I do need to think for a hot minute. Do you think if I played... I'm building up to draw something more on the funny end of things. So maybe the Planets album from Sleep Me at Last wouldn't... or Atlas wouldn't be quite the right mood. It's such a chill tune though. Yeah, let's just start at Jupiter and go down. And let me know if the audio cuts out. Oh, leap of faith. Okay, I'm leaving you guys to it for a minute. I gotta think.
Just a secret under lock I'll collect the stars I connected the I don't know who I am, but now I know who I'm not. Just a curious speck that got caught up in like a magnet, it beckoned my metals toward Make my messes matter. Make this chaos count. But every little fraction in me shatter out loud. Make my messes matter. Make this chaos count. But every little fraction in me shatter out loud.
Just caught up in the chat. I think I've heard of Transistor before. Is it also a mobile game? I can't remember who it was recently that suggested this game to me that is also a mobile game. But not like a free one. So I was like, I don't really have money I should be spending right now. But then my sister gave me a Google Play Store gift card that one of her students had given her and she hadn't used. So I might do that. Otherwise, I was just going to look up a playthrough of it and watch someone else play it. Which is what I was doing for Horizon Zero Dawn. Because I like the guy that does Playframe on YouTube, and I just watched him do Hollow Knight. And Horizon looked like a dope game. But then my parents got a PlayStation for Christmas. They got themselves a PlayStation for Christmas. Because they needed something better to play Netflix off of, because the Wii U was not cutting it anymore. And the PlayStation they got came with some extra games. And one of them is Horizon. So I guess I'm playing that now. But I'm also playing Jedi Fallen Order, and that takes priority. Also, we have the orange lightsaber for some reason. Like, it says it's premium content, and I'm like, yeah, it is premium content. They gave that out with a pre-order, which we did not buy. And we didn't start the game. Like, do you just get the orange lightsaber at some point in the game? Because I did not expect to ever have it, but I have it. And I mean, I'm still going to use the yellow one when I get that instead. But I don't know how to do her armor here. Maybe it's not Transistor. Oh, why did I play this song? Can make myself cry. I'm pretty sure YouTube just automatically records all of this. So I could take this video and like make a speed paint video out of this. But by the time I'm done, it's going to be either really long or I would have to do it at a speed which would induce nausea. Not nausea. I don't say that word out loud much. Which I already feel like my Alpine speed paint video did. That was at like 32 times speed because it went from blank canvas to full drawing. What was the song? We could listen to it. We can all cry. I could change her outfit to whatever I wanted it to be. I kind of want it to still evoke the feeling of Halo armor. But also, screw Halo armor. Wait a second, I made her an outfit already that's not canon Halo armor, but is still armor that I could use. Where is that? Which of my billion red versus blue files is it in? Oh no. Oh, it's in this one. That was a noise I just made. Loading and jackpot. Halo armor is a nightmare. So are the newer Ruby outfits. I know the original Ruby outfits were designed like with cosplayers in mind, so they're all pretty simple and like easy to throw together. The new ones are not that. Good lord. When I was doing that Oscar animation last year, oh, his outfit is complicated. I mean, I got it now because I've drawn it 600 million times, but I was thinking about it today. So I was looking at the tags on one of the art things I've posted recently, and someone tagged it with Kinetically Anywhere's Ruby art. And I was like, I have like a tag on this person's blog, which has happened before, and it's incredibly flattering. And I went and I looked at it, and it's all Oscar fan art. And I had the thought of like, you know, the Oops All Berries cereal, where it's like, oops, all Oscars. It's not like I don't love the other characters too, because honestly, the biggest, best piece of advice I can give to someone who's going to invest exorbitant amounts of time into a piece of media is to like more than one character. I cannot stress it enough. If you only like one character, you're done. Just let it go, because you're on a thread that will break and it will hurt you. So I love so many of the Ruby characters, but oops, all Oscars. I know my tropes. Team Ruby aren't suffering. Oh my gosh. Okay, even just like, where's one of my Ruby files? I have bumped them all out of my recents. Ruby file number 7. I'm still working on character expressions from Ruby. So I have some of these. But the picture in question, I think, was... Is it not on this one? It's not on this one. I really wish I did finish the thing that I'm about to show you. I'd wanted to animate it, and I think giving myself that much work made me not finish it. Also, I drew a lot of it, and then I slept on it, and then I realized John's proportions were pretty wrong. I haven't finished this either! Good golly! Okay. Iron Dad, coat design, Iron Dad part 2. Is this one? No, that's empty. Dumb shirt idea. I can't believe I didn't submit this. Okay, which one is this? No. It was after the season started. This one just says Ruby. That was my other shirt idea. I should have finished that one. Iron Dad part 2. Coat design? No. Is it over here? No. 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 Oh gosh, where is it? Oh, it's its own file. Because I was going to animate it. Oh, what have I done? Here it is. Try to catch up on the chat again. I was gonna animate Oscar bouncing, and it was gonna be really cute. They're like going to the movies, and I had to do Weiss's outfit, and I was like, where's Sean? Jean's isn't so bad. It's not ideal. Maybe I'll finish it. This is an excellent weird trio. I can't close it because I can't reach the thing. Let's just explore. What is... That's when I drew him in Ozma's outfit. The chat again. I wish I could get myself to catch up and be in Critical Role. I sincerely do. I remember this. Time travel. No, stop it. I should really be doing this with my trackpad. Oh, can I close this now? Hallelujah. Okay. I want t-shirts for the next, for vacuo outfits. Go away. Expressions. I got some for white. When I asked for these, I was serious about it, and I'm still short. Most of these I got on my own. A bunch for Oscar. Naturally. I got a bunch for Crow. This one is the I decided this one. This is the when he's like, so you're here too, when she's like, I'm standing right before you, and he's like, so it would seem. I love this trash man. I got all these done. These were fun because I got to actually like change the face I was putting it on. I gotta back up. You guys are talking a lot. Junior outfits, you know, I think they are. They tend to be simpler. I think they have fewer belts. I have Red Homestuck. I don't think Rose has. They make the main team so detailed because they get the most merch, I guess. Tucker giving Church piggyback rat. Just like the fact that Church is that kind of person. He's a dumb goofball. And I love him. Why, it's the overachiever outfit. Why, she is. I have conflicted emotions with Blake's current outfit. Because I don't hate it. I just don't like the way... I don't want this to sound weird, but I don't like the way her boobs have been modeled on her model. They're just very uncomfortable. This is one to draw. It doesn't look right. For one, it kind of looks like she's not wearing... I guess I am also confused. Why aren't they wearing more sports bras? Anyway, this isn't the kind of conversation I wanted to have. I'll just close that. This is what I need. I like Ruby's outfit a lot, especially after I realized she's wearing shorts under the barely a skirt she has in her outfit. I gotta finish my Jell-O. My counselor assures me that Jell-O is not fruit, even though it tastes like it. How do you design these RVB armors? Okay, I wish I'd finished doing these. I don't know where I would have to dig to find the main ones. And I'd probably want to redesign a lot of them. I made them for... I made them for an AU that I may end up posting what I have of it, even if I never go back and do more of it. I think it's this file. What I did was... What's in here? It's very dangerous to be just tapping around at these. Did I put them in their own file? If I did, what did I name it? Oh no. Spoilers. Oh, it's in the closure file, isn't it? Ah! Okay, so the first ones I did were on... catch up on the chat real quick. Oh, Ruby's outfits are consistently top tier. Not that anyone has had a bad outfit, but Ruby's outfits are stand out all the time, at all times. No one has much face or hair, but Wyoming sure has... Yes. Yes. Season 9, the director being taller than Wash, so I shall forever headcanon Wash as a shorter person. The thing with red versus blue and heights is they're meaningless. I mean, everyone has headcanon heights. And there are some of mine that I think are influenced by canon. Like Carolina typically being shorter than everyone. No, it's not a fruit. Yeah, like, they're really inconsistent with who is taller than who. I think the only consistency they had of any kind was just that North was typically one of the tallest people in the room. So I just have all my own thoughts. based on things other than what is visibly presented. So Sarge is big enough to put Caboose on his shoulders. Caboose is big enough to bulldoze through a bunch of androids and be fine. Also, Caboose being huge is just, it just feels right. I consider Wash and Church to be the same size because Wash had to wear the android armor for quite some time. Like when they faked his death, he was wearing Church's armor with yellow. They just added yellow stripes to it, presumably. My first initial thought was actually that they'd like spray painted his armor entirely blue, and that's inefficient. It's already a miracle that they found yellow spray paint there for some reason, or whatever yellow paint they used. All the characters in RBB are the exact height of the artists need them to be, basically. And then I like having Tucker be small, but he's not that small. My Tucker is somewhere between 5'6" and 5'8", I think, which isn't short. Every other character I have is just large. So, by comparison, he's just dwarfed. Anyway, I was going to talk about how I made these. Are these just single images? Do I have scribbles? Please tell me I have a non-flattened version. Please? These are old. Girls are cute. No, I don't want that. Oh, they're flat. I can't show it to you if it's flat. Maybe I'll show you on these. Of course, now I can't hit the visibility thing. Okay, but what I did was... Where's the mouse? Come here. There we go. I drew... Churches is animated, so... I might show you that in a second. Nah, it would never load. The hecky deck are the lines. This can't be right. Oh, they're on the same layer. I drew the lines. And then over the lines, I kind of just drew... I just kind of made splotches on where I wanted armor to be. And like the kind of shapes that I wanted to have. Because it wasn't working when I was trying to just draw the lines, like contour lines for the shapes. So I did those, and then I went over that with the pencil, and I just made lines for it. And then I slapped the bodysuit in there. So it just kind of looks like that. And then, boom, you've got a suit. Maybe I will see if this will play. I was going to have, because this is like Epsilon, so I was going to have his suit do a thing where, like, the spots where the highlights would be would change color. Which I thought was neat. Okay, if you gotta go to bed, you should go sleep. I'm a very avid proponent of sleep. It makes my brain do what I want it to. You should. Making your own armor for this is great. I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's way easier to draw something ridiculous that you made out of your own brain than it is to draw something ridiculous that someone else made. Thank you very much. I hope I do have these finished. Oh, where even is it? Oh, it's over here. Maybe I'll have a finished comic by tomorrow. Probably I won't. Who knows? I don't know when my sister's coming back or if I'm going to keep doing this when she gets back or if I will use that as my timer to call a night. But have a good night, Gabriel W. Yeah, armor's a nightmare. Here I am trying to do it again. No, you're good. I would this is the fun of doing it like this instead of just sitting in a corner and quietly doing it to myself. Part of when I was designing these, or I think mostly why Wash ended up having this super weird collar on his, is they're like Iron Man suits. Like Infinity War Iron Man suits where it's all like nanotech, where they just have to like slap the thing on their shirt and it unfolds, and then like the helmet would unfold from the collar over their heads. This was very in-depth AU. And that thing I had with churches, part of the reason that I wanted the lines to change color was because Wash was actually going to be wearing his for a while, and the lights would just automatically turn yellow. So then it would match, and it'd be like he was wearing the blue outfit with the yellow stripes. There would also be motorcycles. And this AU is so cool. Maybe one day. I'd have to approach it with no standards, though. I'd have to just spew it out and make it, because otherwise it would just never exist, and there wouldn't be a point. But it'd be a lot of fun. Every character is in it. Every character. All of them. All of them. Well, all of them except the cosmic powers or anything that was introduced in season 16, because I started writing it before that. Let's go back to... Okay, what's going on? Well, the name of the AU, I ended up calling it Closure, because part of the point was, it was like, okay, so the premise for the AU is, oh no, yes, Rose, sleep for 10 hours, do it, do it, do it, sleep! That was really loud, this house echoes. Good night, Rose. Okay, so the premise of the AU was it would be technically set after, or AU from season 15. The idea is that Loco's machine goes haywire and that time kind of fractured and retracted itself into this new meshed up timeline where suddenly there is this Earth which is am I doing this right? I'm not. Suddenly there's this Earth that is on the brink of war with the aliens, who are like knocking on Earth's door, and a bunch of people just like as a recorded human phenomenon, basically. And I did this before there was some weird joke post about it on Tumblr, where there was like a recorded phenomenon of reincarnation of people who like remember entire other lives in a timeline which no longer exists, but are now existing in this timeline where things are happening and you kind of just have to keep going about life. And also they're about to be at war with aliens, and they have that to worry about. So it would have everybody's back. It would have really, good night, Rose. She may already be gone. But it would have all the freelancers. Felix would be alive again. Anybody dead is back. Is no longer dead. Counselor, director, Tex, and they've all been like reborn into these other lives, or it's kind of wishy-washy or hard to say, like, whether they've actually existed for entire other lives, or if they just have these other lives that they remember living because time rewrote them into those lives. It was kind of just, yeah, they could just kill Felix again. I don't have much love for Felix. I have love for Felix in that he was a phenomenal villain. But that's about it. So there's also, so pretty much it's Earth in like a state that is ready to go to war. So like Earth is unified in that they have someone to fight. It's great unity for that. Basically anybody who was in the military in a past life gets drafted. Like, they need people to fight. Love that Ratman. Love that Ratman dead. Yeah. That's basically it. But he's alive again. And they have to work on a policy of, like, here's the thing. They can't just, like, assume that because they were a terrible person last time, and they basically just all call it last time in capital letters, that they are a terrible person now. Like, that's not really fair. And it's not like there's any evidence other than people just saying like, yeah, he did this thing and he did this thing. Like, who could judge that? So they kind of just have to work with everyone on the merit of, if you haven't done anything bad now, that's what we got. So people like Felix are in the military again. And I'm talking about the military a lot, but most of the plot doesn't take place in the military, because the Reds and Blues have pretty handily, majorly avoided getting discovered. There's an extra twist in here is that at the same time that the reincarnation event was first like recorded, like people were born before. Like, the reincarnate people were born before the event happened, where everyone just suddenly remembered it, which is why it's complicated, and I don't actually get that far into it, and the mechanics of it. It just is what it is. There also showed up 3 different temples across the United States. Each one is basically a representative location of... It's red base and blue base. And freelancer base, basically. Nobody can get into them. They can't... the only way to get inside is if they have enough relevant reincarnates with them to get the door to open. So, like, basically you need all of red team to get into red base, or like you need to be on red team to get into any of red base. You need all of red team to get into the deep chamber that's got something in it. They don't know what. But based on records they found of the last timeline, they know that the freelancers were some of the strongest fighters and like probably one of their strongest assets to win the war. But they also know that a group of hooligans called the Reds and Blues took them out. And so finding reincarnated Reds and Blues it's a hot thing. Okay, and so, like, and everyone knows that, like, anyone anywhere knows that, like, the Reds and Blues are bad business. don't mess with them. If you find one, call the police. So, and like by dumb luck, all of them have, at the beginning of the story, like avoided either getting outed as a reincarnate at all, or getting brought in, or some of them don't even know yet, because there's a level of like, they're oriented to these lives, not the past lives that they've been living, but they have a moment where they can like, where like they remember enough and it clicks with them that like they're basically not whoever they were reincarnated into, they're basically who they were before, which is its own existential crisis. But the point of doing all this was to have the chance to have all the characters together in a state where they know or would begin to know what happened to them and what they did, specifically for the freelancers, what they did to each other, and then have to deal with that in a state where all of them are alive. So you could have North finding out what South did that got him killed and almost got Wash killed, and you can also have North find out how South died, and then you can have South dealing with having gotten killed, and you can have York find out that Carolina was alive this whole time, and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And then you have Wyoming, who knows that Tucker killed him and wants to murder Tucker. That's all he's about. Because canon gave me barely anything for whatever the heck Wyoming is about. It's a lot of shocks, especially because they don't remember everything right away. They remember more the more they interact with each other. And naturally, the freelancers have a method of expediting the process by having them just spar violently against each other. Because that seems to do the trick most of the time, so we'll just do that. Okay, so Allison and Texas are kind of the more complicated bit. I feel like it's fine to just talk about major spoilers for this fic, right? Like, the odds of me writing all of it are not high. I could just trust you guys to like not, if I do, to just like not spoil junk to people reading it. I probably don't need to have so many extraneous bits on this. So Carolina is the leader of the freelancers again. We good for spoilers? Okay. So OG Allison is alive. But Carolina's deal with the military and with this like reviving the freelancer program idea is that she will fight, she will do everything in her power to bring these people back together, to be their leader, and to win. And the exchange is that her parents stay out of it. Like, they don't touch her parents. They are not allowed within 100 miles of her parents. The only thing the military is allowed to do anywhere near her parents is make sure that they're not going anywhere near her parents. Like, they're allowed to protect them, and that's it. So, I pretty much had that as where they would be. Like, Carolina's fighting this thing, but like, her parents are alive and they're okay and they're at home. And she's like allowed to go visit them. And so a hard thing for this would actually end up being one of the most painful things, because the Reds and Blues realize as they like reunite and are figuring all this out, that the timeline is horribly broken and they need to do basically this series of quests to fix it and make this timeline stop existing and essentially re-kill everyone who is supposed to be dead, which is terrible and not fun. And Carolina doesn't want that to happen. So over the course of the story, the Reds and Blues get put back together at about the same time that the freelancers finally all end up together again. Like, most of the freelancers are put back together before the story starts, and then just after the story starts, Wash ends up with them again, and then they're a full house. Except for Texas. Yeah, it's that on top of, like, put time back where it's supposed to be. Like, they don't have to go around murdering everyone. They basically have to hit the magic button that's gonna reset everything back to where it's supposed to go. Because time is literally falling apart at the seams and is coming for the planet anyway. Like, the aliens are attacking them because the edge of space is contracting around Earth and they don't have anywhere else to go. Of course, the humans don't know that because they don't speak alien. But Tucker kind of does because his son is an alien. Yeah, time is broken. But there's still feelings, you know? Like, Carolina gets to be in a place where her parents are fine and her team is alive and they're working together, even if it's gonna go to crap here in a minute when Wash defects. But so there's a lot of pain there. But also, Tex is her own individual. This is where I start getting into weird logicals just to make the plot do what I want. Funny you mentioned the AIs, because I wanted Church to be a human person. So I had to make up some sort of logic reason, or some sort of excuse, basically, for why is Church a human person? And I just decided that any AI that died in contact with a human mind was reincarnated as a human. And while my usual personal headcanon is that Church was not in, or that Epsilon was not in Tucker's head when he fizzled out, for the sake of this, I have, like, he's close enough. This also means that Lopez is still a robot, which is, like, 80% of the appeal of Lopez. So, Lopez is a robot. But it also means that, so there are two different Texas, just like there are two different churches. The church that we deal with is Epsilon, though I think he does end up with some of Alpha's memories, just that he shouldn't have, just because time is wacky and I'm the author and I can do what I want. Alpha gets to just live a nice life in this. He's not like, I'm not going to deal with the two church problem beyond, like, 1 or 2 chapters worth of time, where I think Epsilon would get to meet him and then he just wouldn't tag along. But Lopez does rock. So yeah, Alpha and Beta are reincarnated as people, because they and all the other AI were connected to Maine when they died. So all the AI are reincarnated as people. Caboose will probably be sad, yeah. Part of the reason that I don't want to put Alpha and Epsilon in a room together with Caboose is because it would be too hard. like, it's a level of complexity that I don't want to deal with, because it's really hard to say how much. I feel like Caboose does understand that Epsilon and Alpha are two different people, but he doesn't want it to be that way, so he lives in a way as if it isn't. It's like 9:30, and I don't want to stop talking, but I don't know when my sister's gonna get back. I might just migrate to my room. So Alpha and Beta get to just be kind of like Allison and the director. They just have somewhere else where they're living. I think I might have heard a car door. I'm just gonna move. They get to just have somewhere else where they're living and existing and being fine. And I think Alpha would make like a 1 or 2 chapter cameo. Probably also Beta. But other than that, they would leave the plot up to Epsilon, because I have more fun with him. The acoustics in this room are completely different. And it's colder. It's right next to a window. You know, I'm just gonna hope that this doesn't murder my battery. Just cross my fingers. But there are 2 Texas, so we do still get Texas. But Beta Tex did not die in a human body. So Beta Tex is an android again. Which also makes her virtually indestructible, which is fun. Cute Valhalla parallel. Aw. I think that'd be cute. They could live somewhere that looks like Valhalla. I do have an entire chunk of this story where the Reds and Blues, and including Wash, end up on like a deserted island, and that's basically my like Blood Gulch / Crash Site Alpha equivalent of time, where they have to just talk to each other and kind of like reestablish whatever the heck the status quo is. I'm gonna turn on a different light. Give me a second. That's better. Ugh. Okay, because they spend the first chunk of the story just kind of trying to get themselves back together. The people from Chorus help a lot, because the drama on Chorus was so recent up to the timeline breaking, and it was so in the middle of nowhere that most reincarnated people would have no idea what you're talking about if you brought up Chorus. They kind of become their own underground like rebellion group, and they help the Reds and Blues get around. Also, Locust is with them because he's trying to like they all remember who Locust is. Kind of hard to forget, but like when he finds them, he immediately goes to Kemble and is just like, "Tell me what to do." Like, so yeah, good Locust. Good guy Locust. Good guy Locust who remembers last time and is like, not gonna do that again. So that also means we get another Locust okay, so so Wash is with the freelancers for a good chunk near the beginning of the story. Because he's still trying to figure out no, it does not mean good Felix. Though Felix is working with the freelancers. He is not a freelancer, but they kind of made him like an honorary dude just because he has history with the Reds and Blues and is a good asset. Even though he's an asshole. Oh, hey, Katie. I didn't realize she was napping in here. Can you get out the door? Can you paw it open? You got it. You're a smart one. Now don't claw at the door frame. You got... Yes. Yeah, there she goes. She's a smart one. Okay, So you have Locust working with the freelancers, like, right off the bat. Maybe I should just link you guys the first chapters of what I have. I think as soon as Mind Over Matter's done, I am gonna just post what I have of it for funsies. It is also gonna be a... Oh, crap. I have to code it, though. It has colors in it, too. Oh, why did I do this to myself? What was the thing? So you get Felix with the freelancers, who has been working with Maine, and but then Wash comes back, and we don't hear from him for a while because they're like, oh, we got our people back, don't really need him. But then Wash remembers more of his like red and blue times, and is like, I want to go do that again. I'm gonna go do that again. Oh yeah, I feel with you on the pain of color coding in AO3. Oh, the nightmares. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. So you get Felix and Maine on one side. Basically, one of the fights that I had planned, or some half of an idea for, would be Felix and Maine versus Washington and Locust. Just picture that with me for even the briefest of moments. That'd be good stuff. That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. It reminds me that I do have plans to kill a character. That'd be so cool, man. It'd be, I do have, I have a lot of fights that I would love to see, including, the one where Wash escapes is the one that I would love if I could animate, but they all have to be in armor because they're falling from orbit. It's great. Oh, I completely forgot. I hadn't even mentioned that part of the reincarnation thing is everyone gets a superpower because I have no self-restraint. So basically everyone would get a superpower based on something in their past life, or like either something they had or something they were or like some skill they had. Yes, superpowers! Because I have no self-control. The cat's meowing. She meows a lot. I'm sure she's fine. I don't need... Which one of you? Yeah. So... I don't know if I guess we already said spoilers are fine here. I mean, if this gets posted and then no one's gonna like okay, so if I do end up like posting this and actually working on it, you guys have to promise to not tell anyone that there are spoilers in this video. If people want them, they have to find them on their own. Okay, so everyone's powers. I'll try to go through it as dramatically as possible so you can get the hits. But the first chapter, we have Griff, who is constantly insisting that he doesn't have superpowers. And then there's... Kai is also there. She's not around for most of the story, mostly because she was barely in the show when I was originally scrapping this concept together. And I think now that she's been in it more, I would add her later. But still, for most of the beginning, I was going to have her sit out. Because it's a lot of running around, and she doesn't have a name on her head, so, Can you hear her? She hasn't yelled this much in a while. And I mean, she's been kind of sick, but she's always been talkative. I'm sure she's fine. Okay. Anyway. So, Kai's superpower is that she doesn't have to breathe. None of the government believe her on that, so which is why she hasn't been like drafted. Because if you were like a soldier of any level of competence, I guess, if you were a soldier or you have a superpower, you get drafted. Kai's superpower, she doesn't have to breathe, which I got from, in the show when Lopez says that he killed her, and she's like, he choked me out, but I was alive. I pretty much got it from that. And then something about, Griff said something about her, like, falling under the water, and then everyone thought she was dead, but she was fine. And then, should I just color this whole thing blue? I'll color blue for now, and I might add more. The visor's not going to be blue. What was I saying? Right. He was under snow. Okay. Either way, Kai's power is just that she doesn't have to breathe. You get introduced to Tucker's power pretty quickly. I should say that they all go by different names, sort of, at the start. Like, Griff is actually going by Dex all the time. Tucker is going by LT. Tucker has a lot of identity issues. It's great. But Tucker has the most versatile superpowers, or he has the most superpowers, basically. He can make plasma from his hands. That's the major thing. He also speaks, or at least understands Sangeli, and he is immune to. He's immune to Wyoming's powers, basically, which is freezing time. Griff is the POV character for that chapter, and Kai thinks that Griff's power is being lucky. And the whole lucky thing... Did my phone just think that I was asking for Bixby? Anyway, Kai thinks his power is being lucky. And it's not. The whole, whether or not luck is a superpower is a running joke. But then later they're like, oh, Donut's superpower is luck. Okay, sure. But it's not. But I'm excited for Donut. Anyway, I'll get more into Donut in a bit. But Griff's power is actually that he can drive anything, which sounds kind of dumb, but I mean anything. And even if it's not a functioning vehicle, the first thing we see him use it on is this bike that's supposed to only be driven by, military droids. He just, hops onto that thing and it turns on, and he just drives it. But, and, if something ran out of gas, it would just keep going. But the thing is, if he's driving something unnaturally, if he's using his powers to drive something that would not otherwise be drivable, he has to crash it. It's not allowed to survive. So they use that speeder to, hop the ocean to Hawaii, and then he crashes it. And then, who do you mean after that? The next chapter is, or I think it's just the next half of the chapter, is Wash, who has a lot of trouble figuring out who he is, because his brain is a bit of a mess. Because, they're all remembering past memories, and Wash kind of had someone else's memories dumped on him last time. So he's remembering those memories, he's remembering his own memories, he's remembering, so he's remembering Alpha, he's remembering Dr. Church, and he's remembering himself. And he has a lot of trouble trying to figure out which one is which, and in all of that, who he's supposed to be trusting. So for a while, he actually tells them that he's Epsilon, and he gets to hang out with the AIs for a while. It's fun. But his power is... The freelancers' powers are basically just their equipment. North has healing powers. Carolina has super speed. Wash can make EMPs. but they don't figure that out for a little while. The twins are actually fun because they can both make shields, but the twist is North can only make a shield with himself as the epicenter, and South can only make shields with someone else as the epicenter. Like, she can't make it just around herself. So it's kind of a twist on, like, North was always protecting other people, South was always only protecting herself. Now North can only protect himself, and South can only protect other people. So I was gonna have a lot of fun with that. Who else was there? I did have, I think, anybody who was a Spartan, their superpower is basically just, they have all of their Spartan powers, but they didn't have to, like, go through surgery or anything. Gosh, why does your mom let you have 4 sets of memories? He doesn't want them. You can have them. That's why it takes him so long to figure out where he wants to be. What layer am I on? Which one was this? Oh, it's the sketch. Okay. Was church different? No, he's the same layer. What was I doing? Feel another burp coming on. It's embarrassing. Okay, who's next? Oh, I have, yeah, I barely remember memories, right? Like, what happened yesterday? It's been a long day. The next chapter starts with Church, who's going by Leo. And he's like, he doesn't know that he's reincarnated at all, because his memories weren't stored the same as human ones. So he's got, like, computer memories in his head, which his brain does not know how to read. And I have, like, this cheap, dumb sci-fi thing where basically just, if his brain learns to speak binary, basically it can translate them. And then suddenly he remembers everything, like a punch directly to the cranium. So sucks for Church, but also doesn't suck for Church because he gets to remember the most things the fastest. Which also sucks for Church. Church's life is just this combination of suffering. I'm so sorry, Church. I keep doing this to you. They're binary, and when he masters it, it hits him. Yeah. Well, I kind of just had it happen all at once. Like, we got, like, chop chop, we got a plot to make. So he actually only figures it out, or only has that happen because Simmons finds him by accident. And Simmons has more of his memories than most people do. Like, he considers himself to be Simmons. And that's because he was a cyborg in the past life, and part of his brain is mechanical. I mean, it was the Blood Gulch Chronicles, but they did say that Sarge put part of his brain into Grith. And I am just using that as an extent to say that there's a certain amount of mechanics going on in Simmons' brain. So some of his memories were backed up digitally. So he had the same kind of thing happen to him, where when he learned binary as a nerdy teenager, a lot of it just hit him. So he's been running around from hiding himself from the government, which he's able to do because he's a technopath, who can, like, this isn't from this is album radio based on Atlas One. I do like this song. That's what I play. What was I saying? Right, technopathy. One of the fun things for that, and I can get into a bit more now about the temples, is that inside the temples are artifacts from the past timeline. So basically, everybody gets a cool thing from their past life to screw around with. And Simmons' thing that's there on his magic temple pedestal is his cyborg body parts, which is a little gruesome, but because he's a technopath, he can control them all separately from his body, so basically he gets a third arm and an extra eye to just float around him, and everyone tells him it's creepy, and he tells everyone that it's awesome. It's great. Also inside that temple is, or also who was already at that temple, is where you catch up with Sarge, who is older than everyone, and naturally, like Penny's swords, but way cooler. Yes. I am gonna add some black to this. Or gray, or whatever the heck. So Sarge is already at the temple, because he figured out his redness some time ago. Also, he's able to get in, so there's also that. Sarge has been holding the Freelancer Division, as they're called, away from Red Temple, Red Base, whatever the heck he wants to call it, because there were weapons in there. His shotgun was in there, obviously. And Sarge's superpower is basically a limitless supply of ammo. Like, anytime, like, if a weapon runs out of juice and he just recocks it, like, it's loaded again. It's fine. Keep going. Keep shooting. And Locus is there with him, helping him hold down the fort. And Locus's superpower is invisibility, obviously. That was pretty straightforward. Thank you. I really like thinking of superpowers and stuff. My Hero is my favorite manga. Oh crap. Oh yeah, CT's superpower is just basically Blake from Ruby. Like, there's so many things watching Red versus Blue where I'm like, that's Proto Blake. That's Proto Crow. Words. Where was I? Oh, okay. I think, I don't think I decided whether Griff's thing in the temple was the Griff shot or not. Because that also reasonably belongs to Maine, who is also alive, and they also have a temple that's full of goodies. But I don't know, freelancers for the most part don't really have goodies the same way that the Reds and Blues do. Especially since I gave them all superpowers based on their armor upgrades, so it's kind of unnecessary. It does have all of their old armor in it, though. Which helps set up a plot twist. Like, I'll get to that a bit more in a minute. I was talking about the temple. So yeah, let's just put the Griff shot in the temple. My hero is so good, my man. My dudes. My people. It's Church's superpower. Bad luck. Church's superpower is actually, it's already had superpowers in there. Yeah. Church's superpower is, or base, I don't know if I decided that I wanted all AI to have this ability, or if it was just Epsilon. At the very least, Church is a booster for other people's superpowers. That's definitely a door. Okay, here in a minute, I'm gonna have to be like, hey, sister, I'm doing this thing. Okay, bye. Leave me alone. Church's power is unfortunately not that he can't die, though that is genius, and I wish I'd thought of it. Church is a booster, and I think I was gonna have him like Epsilon, also be able to copy the abilities of the other AI. The AI all had much simpler powers. Delta is basically just brain power. Theta is that Theta and Gamma both kind of have like a sixth sense. Theta's is that he knows who is trustworthy without fail. Yeah, there she is. Give me a minute. Hi. I'm streaming my words for the internet, so I'm not talking to myself. Okay, thanks. Okay, there's my sister. I gotta plug in my charger. Gamma's superpower is that he can tell when people are lying. I think Omega's was just gonna be super strength. Or, oh, no, his was, basically he could, like, induce rage in people. No one thinks straight when they're raging. Under the table. I think Sigma's was just pyrokinesis. To some extent. I don't know what extent. I'm not sure about Ada or Iota either. They might just be like... They have the same super booster power that Epsilon does, but they have to be with each other. Does Doc still... Oh, Doc! Okay, I'm gonna save Doc for last. Don't let me forget about Doc. The irony of that. Where was I on this recap? Okay, I was talking about Lopez, I think. Things like they work best together. Yeah, with like... I think so. I don't know, I have to think on it all more later. Because when I was first putting this together, I didn't have much of a sense for Ada or Iota as individuals. But now that I have Mind Over Matter written, I have full senses for both of them as individuals. Which I am hyped to share. I mean, you already have Iota, but I also have Ada as his own person. It's great. I like it a lot. Okay, so coming back full circle here. Coloring. I gotta stick some stars in here. Hold on. Coming full freaking smears. Okay, so when all of Red Team gets together, and like the deepest part of the temple door opens, Lopez is in there. That's just where Lopez has been this whole time. And then they have Lopez. So they figured that, like, okay, so if Lopez was in there, then when they get to Blue Base, Church, like, Alpha Church must be in there, is what they all figure, and it's what the freelancers figure, and they, like... I had a thing of where, like, if they found Alpha, then they would have access to something in the Freelancer Temple that would help them win the war, but I think I'm gonna change that a little bit because I have changed perceptions on Alpha and Epsilon since then. Anyway, so after you meet Church and Simmons, that's when Donut first shows up, and it's another red herring, like I mentioned earlier, but the impression is that Donut's superpower is luck, because he just kind of always seems to know which way he's going, and what's the best way out of things. It's like too suave to not be some sort of luck superpower, but it's not. After that, it goes to... Crap. I think after that it goes to Sarge, and you see what Sarge has been doing. The last one you go to is Caboose, who has already been found and taken by the freelancer division. He's already there because they've actually they have found reds and blues, just not the right reds and blues that they're looking for, because there were lots of them. And so they also have Loco. So Caboose has been hanging out with Loco, and Loco is the guy who makes all their suits. And I was talking about this earlier. Okay, so in this chapter you first see Caboose and he's hanging out with Loco. That's where you also get, like, you get to see Wash kind of like undercover as one of the AI, but like he's not, but he's hanging out with them because he's still like, who am I? But like he kind of does know, he's just kind of hiding it. There's a lot of eraser shavings on my desk, which kind of... What's Caboose's powers? So, Caboose's powers are kind of a thing where I want everyone to assume one thing all the way up to, like, basically the final line of the fic. So, if you don't want this major spoiler, then just tune out for like 3 minutes, or 2 minutes, less than that. But if you don't care, then I'll just say it. So it looks like Caboose's superpower is super strength, right? Like there's the theory that Caboose was a Spartan. So under the logic of this universe, Caboose's superpower, like the rest of the Spartans, would just be whatever his Spartan strength was, and it would just be that. And he is super strong, like holds up against Maine, the super tank. But at the very end, you would find out that Caboose's superpower is luck. And it'd be the kind of thing where, like, you have to go back through it and you realize how many, like, stupid lucky things happen when Caboose is there, and it just kept getting attributed to the wrong character. I love just stupid little twists like that. Am I not gonna... No, it's right here. I need to pick another playlist. Let's go back to the guitar. This has been a lot of talking. Yeah, for a while they think that that's Donut's superpower, and they think that for quite some time, partially because Caboose is there. Exactly. Like, there's the joke about Griff, and Griff doesn't figure out what his power actually is for a little while, and they're like, okay, so I guess it's Donut, because Donut keeps pulling off all these stupid, ridiculous things. But then they're like falling from space, and a pink portal opens up, and you find out that Donut's superpower is that he makes portals. And so, like, okay, his power isn't luck. I guess it really is stupid, and luck isn't a superpower. But then at the very end, I was gonna have the line be like someone makes a comment of like, oh, that's ridiculous. And Caboose will say something like, just lucky, I guess. And just something dumb like that, where if you're thinking about it, you're just like, oh, come on. I want to write things that make people flip tables. Another thing with Donut's powers is this timeline came from... It branched off of season 15, but Donut didn't start opening portals until season 16. Basically, it's like if you had a table, I explained this to Ari once, it's like if you had a table covered in sand and you poked a hole in the bottom, it would be falling from all sides. So some parts of the future are also leaking into, like in the immediate future, leaking into this. So Donut gets to have portal powers, and Donut's trinket in his little treasure in the temple is this big hammer that he doesn't recognize. And basically their quest to go around and fix the timeline is that they got to go to every temple, and Donut's got to use the hammer in the temple or whatever, and that'll fix time. It's really just the plot contrivance that makes the feelings happen. So I figured not putting a lot of stock into it. Okay, good night. Want to say goodbye to the internet?
Bye, internet. It's sleepy time.
Oh gosh, it's 10 o'clock. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, what was I saying? I still don't have dialogue on this one. Real quick, I'm gonna scribble something on here so I don't forget what I want to do. Which of these layers is empty? This one's about to be. Okay. This is gonna be that. Yeah, so this was gonna have step plate. Probably not much longer. Real quick, I'll get through. I will say stuff like this fic was gonna have a lot of the idea was called, I started calling it closure because it was going to hit stuff like I have this whole scene written out where Wash and Church talk about like kind of what happened to them, and it's a lot of that is in context of like Church has been freaking out because, or like internally freaking out in the quiet way that he doesn't share his feelings about like what did he do to Tucker, partially because Tucker's just been acting weird because he's going through this whole identity crisis of reincarnating where Church got the easy way out, but there's also like when to put it bluntly, when Church killed himself, what if he screwed up the Wash real bad that one time? What happened to Tucker? Like they said they all survived, but was he okay? And then there's all that stuff with the freelancers I mentioned earlier. This is terrible. This is a terrible angle. This is bad. It's not great. I kind of lost my train of thought, so if you guys have like questions about it, you can like free for all, like my dudes. Oh yeah, Doc. Okay, so they go through this whole plot line. Something that's put in right out of the gate. With code I'm baiting for this. I probably ask Ari to do it, but I wouldn't be opposed to having multiple people. Just because I think this is something that I would want to just make myself dump out as quickly as possible rather than ruminate on it a lot. Thank you. I haven't even told you the final fight twist yet. I'm actually kind of really hesitant about saying that one because if I do end up making it, this is like the 11th hour thing that comes in at the last second that you didn't realize you were forgetting to think about. That's cool. If I made like a Discord group or something, I could still have you in it just to like bounce ideas and major spoilers. I will just say that Doc is a major spoiler. That you'd go through most of the fic, either not thinking about Doc or kind of wondering where he is. And then when you find out, it's not that Doc isn't in the fic the whole time. Like, I don't just shaft him until the 11th hour. Oh gosh. Jasmine DeVoe, I don't think I know your Tumblr and or Discord. I don't even know if I told Ari this, because I've talked to her about this AU a lot. She's gotten to read what I have. Basically, I can't say it. I can't. It's too big of a thing. It's frustrating because I think it would either hit really hard or it'd hit like a cop-out. Like, the only way for me to make sure that it doesn't hit like a cop-out is if I'm thinking about Doc while writing every single chapter of this fic. Pear-shaped. Okay, cool. I'll look you up. Okay, I'm not going to say it. And I don't know that I would let myself make this Discord group until after I finish Mind Over Matter. And really all that amounts to is like finishing the coding and like rereading it to polish, slapping the coding on it and being good. Sorry, I flipped over to a Tumblr page and then just completely forgot everything I was doing. Yeah, you can. I can do that, or I'll send you a message. That's what I was doing. Okay. Let's use this tab. Searching, loading. Loading. Did I spell it right? Oh, there's 2 P's. Okay. Haha. Is your icon the one with the rose and the knife? Oh, I hate the delay. Make this my schedule. Talking. More talking. Okay, cool. And again, I can't promise anything or even like say out of the gate what we could do. But because I also want to do like this Danny Phantom stuff. I have so many things on my plate. I think if I was gonna sink a lot of time into one though, I'd probably do Closure. Just because I have so much stuff. Okay, I don't have Discord open this second, I realize. So I didn't want to completely crash my computer. But I will put that on my list for tomorrow. I really ought to just start making what I'm going to do tomorrow list. I don't have my planner in here. That's right. No, still notes. Yeah. Share Discord. I know most of my day tomorrow is just going to be doing the reread of Mom and getting ready to do all the HTMLs. All of it. All of it. My voice is getting tired. I get the width problem. It's terrible. I want to make all of these things. I'm not making sustainable livings off of any of them. It's the worst part. Real quick. Okay. I'm gonna draw this little dude. So I remember what I'm doing when I come back to this. It's that fence that I put at a whim in that first panel. Now it's a prop for me to attempt to draw wash jumping over. Maybe if we move it down a bit. That's better. Coding. I'm gonna have to find something to watch while I do it. I say find something, but there's so many things. I watched The West Wing. I kind of grew up on The West Wing because my parents loved it. This is terrible. This is bad. What's happening? What's happening? Okay. I kind of grew up on The West Wing, but I haven't watched it all the way through. But I need to, and I want to. So I'll probably do it to that. I think I need to let myself skim more of the chapters that I've already posted rather than full on indulge and reread them. I just remembered something I was going to do today and have not / did not do. It's not too late. That just means I have to get off. Yeah, so I guess thank you guys for hanging out with me today and listening to me ramble and explain that massive fic that I have not published. At the very least, I could probably give you guys, just make that chat, and then, yeah, I do have a planner, and it's just in the other room. I made a sticky note of it so that in the morning, I'll just add that to my list of stuff to do tomorrow. I could probably make that Discord group just so that I could send you guys, a Google Doc that has what I do have written on it, so that your reward for having stuck with me tonight can be getting several thousands, tens of thousands of words of bonus fanfiction, secret fanfiction. How many words did I have? I'm gonna look that up real quick. I don't know if I'll give you the same doc that I gave Ari, because it has all her comments on it. I'll talk to her about it. Was it just you guys who were here for all of that talk? I feel like it was just you two by the time we really got to do it. Yay, I'm glad. I would love to be able to do streams more. Mal, thank you for, sending me an ask about it, because otherwise I would not have done this, and I would have just been, sitting in a corner. I don't know what I would have done. Maybe I would have worked on my OCs. I have a doc that's called Closure Readable. Is it raining or is that just a window? I think it's just a window. This is it, right? Oh no, what is this? Oh no. Something may have happened. Oh, whoa. Is it fine? What's happening? Oh boy. Okay, don't worry about it. I have like extra copies of this stuff places. I hope this isn't broken. Oh no. Yikes. It's also taking a hot minute to load. I hope I didn't lose an entire top chunk of this. That would be a freaking tragedy. I'm very sad now. Can I undo things from forever ago? Will it let me do that? Anyway, this has turned into a bunch of me probably just rambling nervously. So yeah, thank you again for doing this with me and all of those things. I just looked at the chat time. It's been like 3 hours. Dang, my dudes. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Thank you again. I should go to bed. We should all go to bed. It's pretty late. I don't know what else I could give you. What I have in here. I hate the 10-second delay, so it's gonna look like. Anyway, yeah. Have a good night. I will try to get back to you soon about that whole Discord thing. And have good sleeps. Thank you for messing around with me. That sounded weird? Don't take it that way. My phone keeps thinking that I'm trying to talk to Bixby, but I'm not. Leave me alone. 6 a.m. Where do you live? Okay. Have a good day. Why are you up so early? Wow. You've been up at 3 in the morning. No. No. Go to bed. Go back to sleep. Oh my. Yeah. Okay. Ah. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh gosh. Okay. We'll try to find a better time of day to do this. I guess not earlier in the day for me. It'd have to be later at night for you. I'll figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out. Anyway. I'm calm. It's fine. Anyway. Yeah. Thank you. Holy crap. I guess there's that. Okay, I keep trying to like say thank you and then say bye, but I keep like delaying myself because there's the weird 10-second delay, but it is what it is. Ugh. One last thank you for putting up with all my burping I've been doing. I guess because I've been talking a lot. Swallowing a lot of air. Anyway, good night. For real seas this time. Good night. I love you.